All right, what's going on, everyone? Episode 37 of the Red Plates Podcast, Worlds Recap. Just off the dome, we're going to talk about some hot topics that we found to be important, and then we'll run through some of the weight class battles and things that we find to be notable, because you obviously know the outcomes of what happened if you watched. If not, go on like the internet, you'll find it. But yeah, Trevor, Kyle, how are you guys doing tonight?
Alive. I just fucking smashed a tricep session, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good, man. Big
I'm
bench
feeling good.
coming?
I feel like I'm excited to train like after watching Worlds, but I'm also hyper analytic of everything I'm doing with depth, with fucking locking out everything.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing is like you're motivated, me too, and then scared because like what the hell is that? So let's talk about the judging because I think it's a big topic for lots of people. I didn't see too many people complaining about it in comparison to what I thought I'd see, just because it was very, very strict. And let's compare it to last Worlds because we know last Worlds the jury was very active, right? They were overturning stuff left and right. This time around, the judges were very harsh, and then the jury was also sometimes coming in to just be like, "Oh yeah, no." So, what did you guys think while you were watching?
Yeah, I felt like there were so many calls that were like borderline that could have potentially went to the lifter that would like automatically just be reds like in this meet. Like I felt like there were so many times when it was like someone was able to like almost meet the standards, but then it would be like they were just like being overly strict. It's like what I found. It was almost like frustrating to watch as a viewer, especially like deadlifts like with the bigger guys. It was like I felt like so many misses with lifts that were like could have passed, could have maybe not. And I feel like we all talked about this. Like the biggest one was like with Gustav's squat, for example. It's like he got three reds for a squat that was like probably depth and like also like just like a little shaky at the top because it was heavy, but then got called for up down and then something else like soft knees. So I thought it was just a little hard to watch because of the judging.
Yeah. What did you think, Trevor?
I thought it all looked pretty good. I don't know.
Ever thought
Damn.
it looked good while watching from his
Gu-
truck or like watching the
Gustav's
score sheet?
was interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize they're going for up and down. I thought it was just depth.
You got three different calls. Like, so one was depth,
Yeah.
one was soft knees, and one was up down. And the only like up down movement was when he got to the top, it just like it was a little whatever shaky because it was a heavy squat.
So it was the Bulgarian judges.
I guess, yeah.
I think someone joked about that. I think Ryan said that to Emil and then just like laughed it off. But yeah, I agree. That was pretty crazy because Gustav too, I feel like is someone who dunks his squats noticeably like from the side view that I've seen off of
Mhm.
memory, I was like, that's good. So it is kind of crazy to have three reds and there's nothing you can do about it. Especially because like the lift was hard, but I don't know. Watching it, I was like, oh crap, like that was a good tough lift and he should be good. At least two whites, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. I think one thing that's funny too is like a soft knee call when like they get the start command. So I guess it's at the end of the lift that they're being called for, but like how do you walk out and like lock your knees and you get the squat command and then you get a soft knee call after? I guess it's more so
Yeah.
at the end of the lift that they're talking about, but
Well, sometimes they just give it to you, I think, anyway. Like, at least I've seen that at local meets where, like, they'll tell you, they'll give you the red and they'll just be like, yeah, no, like, tell you. So I don't know.
I think if one of the side judges puts their arm down, the head judge can give them the start. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's
Yeah,
how it
that makes
works.
more sense.
because remember it's happened to me before where like they'll make me re-rack it and then like get me to like lock my knees before I go.
Mhm.
Yeah, your knees are soft as shit. I remember
Yeah, maybe
that.
both sides were very soft. So,
Yeah.
and then on the way up, once the lift, because that was a hard squat. I know, like when I've had a hard squat, like I'd like get to the top and I'm like, oh crap, like I can't even feel my legs. Like I don't know what's happening. I'm just like wondering. So
Yeah.
like I then remember to lock them, but I'm like, was that even in time? Like, so it kind of just has to be like instinct, I guess, to just get it done. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. To me though, that's like a huge part of like the fun part of watching lifting is seeing someone like actually max out and like do like do what they can. So like it's really hard to do that at a meet where like if you move like a fractional, like you slightly unlock your knee or there's like a tiny bit of like you know what I mean? It takes away from the like viewing experience and I'm sure the lifting experience too, because you're more worried. To me, it was like watching the lifters versus the judges versus watching the lifters versus the lifters, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think like if you could redo it, like that 93 battle, it'd be like for Gustav, it's like, okay, go 5 kilos lighter, like almost on everything, just build this total. Because like Emil missed a squat too, right? His second, so he didn't get to go up. But like, what if he hit it, then he goes up, and then something happens, like it's a hard squat, he gets the up and down. Like it is kind of just like a weird one. But that might have been the biggest, I guess, upset you could say of the meet, like that call, because I think everyone was shocked. Three
Yeah.
reds is
And I think that's normal at Worlds though. Like everyone's top end is like a little bit down normally, like people taking conservative like picks just because they're in a battle. But I feel like this one particularly was like everyone was down a little bit. And I don't know if it was just because of like the travel or the venue. Like apparently the venue was super hot and like the flights were super short. But I feel like a big part of it was also the judging. Like people were scared. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, the flight situation was kind of strange. I don't remember the whole specific of the situation, but I know some of the flights were like 8 people. Sometimes it would be women first, sometimes it would be men first, and then some of them would have like 15 or 12 people in the A flight. So it was like I don't know if you guys know the reasoning why some flights were way longer and some were way shorter for even the A flight.
I think some of them that they put on Eurosport had to be reduced down like even further, like to seven or whatever it was. Or I think that might have just been when people dropped out, it was seven because typically it's eight, right? So if like
Yeah.
one person drops out, it's a 7 person flight, and there's a couple of those. But then some of them are random. Like some of them I feel like had 9 or 10 people in the A flight this time.
Yeah.
I think the 83s had like 12,
Yeah, it was
didn't they?
big. It was big.
But the 93s was 7. It was weird.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it probably is something to do with them on like the whole Eurosport broadcasting thing.
7 is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You we were watching some of them, and I'd see someone come out, and then like I don't know, I'm somewhat paying attention, somewhat doing work or something, and then like I'll look back, and it's like, oh, like he's back out there again, like it was just
Yeah.
flying through.
Yeah. To be honest, like as a viewer, like that's a cool thing to watch though too, is because you're wanting to see like those specific guys, but also it comes back to the whole discussion. It's like you're not going to be able to put up your best performance like when you're doing
Mm.
that, right? So that's what it comes back to.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird one, like the 8 people thing, and then like Sheffield being like a bigger one. So it's like all the Sheffield records would be so much bigger. Worlds is so hard to win. You win with like a smaller total. And it's yeah, it is what it is though. I think it is
What do
much
you
more
guys think
fun to
about like the
watch.
whole Sheffield effect too, where like Perk, for example, coming out and like winning with 5 attempts and like seeing people just like cruise through their days and like really not pushing it to try to save stuff for Sheffield. I feel like that did take away from some of the classes too, like particularly like mainly like Perk, but
Yeah.
because not a
Uh,
lot of people can really do that anymore, like just cruise to an easy victory. But
no. What do you think about it, Trev?
I don't know. It is what it is. Like, why wouldn't you? For all
Yeah.
that money, right? I don't know. They'd have to
Yeah.
change how Sheffield has scored for that to change. I don't know.
I do think the perk situation, it makes sense for him. Like, why would he ball out? Like, there's literally no reason. He won by like 100 kilos, right? Like, and he took 5 attempts. Like, and then if anything, cool, he puts together his huge day and then he's kind of screwed for Sheffield. So that one makes a lot of sense to me. But as a whole, it is kind of weird when like it's a somewhat close battle and then like they get someone misses something, you just don't come out for your last lift. I think that takes away from it a bit. And I also feel like after watching American Nats, then watching this, like it's like it was hype, but it wasn't as hype as I was like anticipating. In my mind, Worlds was going to be a lot more crazy. I don't know if you guys feel that way.
yeah, there was a couple battles I think were super exciting, but then there's a couple classes that I think were like a big letdown, where like Perk did his opening deadlift and then didn't come out for the rest, and then you're kind of just like, okay, it's over.
Yeah,
And then like who else? I think we were just watching the 120s and the 84s with Amanda, and the same thing. Amanda's like way in the lead, so it makes sense. Like I think she just like the one girl came out and like hit it like took Amanda's world record deadlift, and then Amanda just didn't even come out, like didn't defend it on the third.
yeah. Yeah, because she normally would have probably, right? But Sheffield is like, okay, well, if she was going to be able to hit it, it would be then. I also think she was probably tanked. Like, it was a pretty bad day for Amanda. Like, missed that squat, which was lighter than I think they had anticipated loading anyway. Like, they probably wanted to get a little closer to the world record. But again, she didn't even want to go for that if she could because it's like Sheffield money, you know?
Yeah.
So it does kind of dull that class down. But I think one class that we were all very excited about was the 84 plus women, right? With our girl Britt. Absolutely killed it. Um, so I think we all have some things to say because watching that, like the commentary was kind of crazy, in my opinion. I don't remember all of the terminology, but it was like it was almost as if Britt didn't really have a shot, like in like Ryan's mind, based off what he was saying at least. Um, and like a big upset. But to me, it wasn't like that at all. And I think we talked about it on our preview show. It's like Britt can win and probably will, especially as she'll get to pull after Sonita. But yeah, what did you guys think when you were watching and listening to that kind of commentary?
Well, I
Yeah, I
was
thought
kind
like
of
oh,
confused because
Carson.
I like she won what just last year, I think, right?
Yeah,
Like Britt's already won
yeah.
twice. She's beat Sunita at Sheffield. Like I don't know why Ryan was so confused that Britt was winning, but
Yeah, I think the big thing, because I don't know what he said, like it was a, like that it was an upset happening, whatever. I think the big thing is just Sunita came in with like the bigger nominated total. But like if you know Britt and like you saw her training, like she normally peaks like a ton and like does really well. And the things she was doing in training, you're like, okay, like this is gonna be really close. And like maybe the numbers, I guess, didn't show it. And just the fact that Sunita has like the monster squat, whatever. But yeah, if you've been paying attention like to the deadlift situation, like we were saying at Sheffield, it's like Sunita's deadlifts like weren't really locked out, and then just the way that the judging was like this year at Worlds, you knew that it was gonna be
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, 100%. And like, so they're nominated totals. Sunita, so Britt had what, 717? She must have had or something like that. And then Sunita had,
720 maybe.
yeah, well, that was from Nats. I don't know if that was the one that she used. Yeah, probably, right? So, and
Oh, true,
then,
yeah.
and then Sunita's, it was like 710 to 720 for Britt. And then Sunita's was what, 730? So it's like, that's really not far away at all, right? So that was kind of strange. Maybe like he met underdog in the sense of like the hype behind Sunita, just because like of the big squats and stuff. Like that's the only way I could think it makes sense. And like her being on Team Joey, and I think just all of that hype around her, maybe in that regard, he means like, oh, the people that don't know Brit that well would be shocked. But yeah, I was confused watching it. I'm like, bro, like this is not gonna be an upset. Like I think the odds were decent that Sunita's not going to put up two over 700-pound squats, right? So the attempt selection was kind of aggressive. I don't know if Joey kind of overlooked Britt. I don't know like how that kind of game was played, but no, it wasn't. I don't know how it was really a big upset.
I feel like they knew based on the attempt selection, like that third squat, like again, was like a pretty aggressive attempts, or even the second, like squatting 315 on the second for Sunita. I feel like with the really short flights is definitely like part of the reason why she failed the third.
Mhm.
So they probably knew like Britt was like coming out with something big, so they had to hit a big third.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess you could look at it either way. It's like, it's a short flight, so two almost 700-pound squats is a lot to do back to back. Maybe make big jumps, but then again, yeah, if you miss like and you have a smaller second, then you're kind of cooked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, like everyone being affected by like these short flights and stuff like that, like we were saying, is like Brittany like did like had a super meet. So like obviously like you could make it work, right?
yeah, yeah. Brit's meet was crazy. The 295 squat she did was an absolute grinder. It looked like she failed like three times, but she just really wanted it, and she was just that strong that she just kept standing up and got it done. And I think like if she was maybe in better like technique or better form in that regard, it looks like she could squat like a billion as well. But
Yeah.
295 is huge, right? That's already a 5 kilo PR from March, and that 290 back then was hard. So Brit's just climbing and climbing. So
Yeah. I think she's already squatted like strong enough to squat in the 300s probably. It's just like
yeah,
that 295, like her hips got like way back from under the bar and she just kept fighting it, kept fighting. I was worried like when she finished it if they were gonna try to get her for up down, but then it was all good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Especially with the Gustav squat that happened like a few days before, right? So it's like you
Yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah.
the rest of her meet was crazy too, and
Her
she almost
bench looked
extended.
nuts.
Yeah, the bench
Yeah.
was crazy. She had like what she do 162. She definitely had 165, maybe 167. Like that was easy.
Yeah, it was a five kilo PR, I think, too.
Yeah. After like such a big squat grind, just goes in, presses that. After that, just goes and pulls the world. Like Britt was so on, and yeah, even the short fights didn't affect her. So yeah, crazy stuff, Britt. We gotta have her on again. Actually, we were talking about it before. Like we gotta ask her, but we were like, okay, let's wait till she's back. But I think she might be one of the first repeating guests.
I was just looking it up because I thought I remembered this. At Nationals, she missed a 158 bench and then she just hit 162. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
It was
sick.
easily
brutal.
too.
Huge
Like it
bench
Yeah.
was,
press.
I
I'm
think,
for that.
I think it was mostly due to her elbow. I think it was her elbow that was bugging her for a while. So like, she didn't get to express that top end, but I think the bench has been a lot stronger for a while. So that can be a part of it. But yeah, Britt saved Canada because like we didn't have the craziest performance compared to some other countries, and Britt just right at the end just clinches that gold. So we at least have a gold, which is nice.
I also noticed like going into this Worlds, I feel like we were nominated like it was pretty sick that like all of us made it into the A group. Like I thought that was cool. But there was like a bunch of random people like in the 93s, for example. I think there was two guys from Algeria or something like that that just like had like pretty big totals, like bumped like Kwaku down a little bit, which was un not expected. But if Kwaku would have hit that like last third pole, which we was super close to, like I think that would have bumped him back to where kind of he was nominated.
Yeah, I think he jumped 15, which it made sense, and it was so close. But yeah, like that's a big, big hit on his total. I think he would have been in the mix with those guys too.
But I think some of the like those countries were potentially it's funny because normally they'll put in like inflated nominated totals, but I feel like some of these ones were like fake nominated totals because they came out and hit like 860. Let me look it up. What did they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy from Algeria did 862. It says he's a junior. It says world junior record or something.
Wow.
WJ.
Yeah, I think that was him. And he pulled 367 too. So 800-pound deadlifter. Like he definitely was not that high up in the nominations.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, like the guy that got squat gold was also from Algeria, but his total wasn't as big.
Yeah. Okay, here, let's bring it back a little bit to the 84s and maybe we'll just go both super classes and then or 84 pluses and then work our way back. So in the 84 pluses, besides Sunita squats, which were crazy, the deadlifts, I mean, they kind of made sense. I think at Sheffield, like they're kind of like even there she was having some trouble, right? And then we already know the world
Yeah, her
records.
her pole's always like kind of right on the line of
Yeah.
locked out or not.
Yep. And then Mackenzie did really good too from
Mhm.
Canada.
Yeah, I think she ended up in six, right? Yeah, six.
Yeah.
Snagged a little bench medal there with
Yeah,
150.
big bench too. Yep. Yeah, that was a good session to watch. And then on the men's side with the 120 pluses, I think that was a big shock too. Just how Jesus ended up performing, right?
Yeah, so like what was it his squat rack height was only wrong on the second attempt? Because like his opener didn't look great anyways, but then the second attempt trying to unrack, remember he got caught on the one side?
I
Yeah, I
think,
think I think they said it was wrong, and then he posted after that he had hurt his groin like a week out or something as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say too, even if it was like say the higher end of his rack height, but he jumps like a big amount, he's like almost squatting a grand on the second. It's like that bar is just not gonna come out as easily too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he didn't want to go out. Obviously, that fail kind of tanked him. Plus the groin injury, no point of risking at all.
Mm.
His bench showed up good.
Yeah, his bench looked really good. The
Yeah.
270 looked like he had like five or maybe even seven more.
Yep. And
I
then the
was really
pool.
shocked about the deadlift because like his deadlift looked so good in training, but that was probably wise. He maybe just overdid it. Like just did like so many heavy pulls.
Yeah, it's just his lockout. Like even in training, like some days he can kind of nail the lockout, but a lot of the times they're really iffy, just with his knees and his grip and everything.
Didn't he
Yeah.
did a couple like clean ones though with like 415?
And like kind of clean, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other problem is like kind of Kyle mentioned it a little. It's like he went so hard in this prep, like so hard. And
Yeah.
obviously, we're not his coach, so we don't know all the ins and outs of it. But I think he just overdid it a bit. Like maybe that's why his groin kind of got hurt too. Because yeah, even his pull, like it looked strong, but on the third, he was like probably overthinking a bit. Like, how do I sell this to the refs? But yeah, he didn't show up how he was showing up in the gym either. So groin injury might have impacted that obviously, but maybe that happened because of pushing so hard. Like he had a super prep, I would say.
Yeah.
So, but that happens sometimes, you know. It's hard. Like if you're feeling so good and you're just like, okay, we're ramping up, try and pull back in time, and sometimes it's just too much. But oh, the unfortunate thing is I don't think he gets the Sheffield spot because of that.
No, yeah, he's at like 92% with that, I believe.
Yeah, so that's really rough because I think if he made any of those deadlifts, he would have been fine.
Hmm.
And then that's like, the big one where people like hold back for Sheffield, and then now he doesn't even get to go. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting because he didn't do anything too crazy at this year at Sheffield either, and he's not doing World Games. So
yeah.
I don't know if they give him a wild card or not. I'm not really sure because that's like 91 or 92% or something when I punched in afterwards.
Well, the problem is too is like he'd probably get the wild card spot, but also like there's so many people like doing that NAPF to get that spot that are gonna hit probably the world record total, like Taylor and probably Russ and just many other people. Like, so it's competitive to get that wild card, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I would kind of rather see him not do it, and then him and Ray go at it at next Nats would be
Oh,
better.
that could be reol good. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because
that time it wouldn't even count as the world record total, right? So
no,
that would be crazy.
it
There's a lot of people getting into
is
Sheffield,
good
like
because
Emil made it in, Emil Norling made it in, and like now I didn't understand how that's like that process
so
works.
the 105 record was 940 or
Okay, so
945, and
that's
the
what it's
mill
based on.
totaled like
That's why.
935. Yeah, exactly why. Yeah,
Because I think even in the 83s too, because now like Joe hit 890 or something, but I think Duran's got in, I think his total is 857, but I guess that's based on the previous 870 world record.
yeah.
Okay.
Turns already got in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I just saw
Oh
that.
yeah, because she came second, I guess, because Ade totaled like 780 or whatever.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, because so Anthony got it for the 105s, but so did Keenan Lee, and then also Emil. So there's me three 105s at the Sheffield.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's probably gonna be tough for Jesus to get in there. But I would much rather see him against Ray anyway, so I don't really care.
Yeah. It'll work out better for the power lifters, like the people who love the sport, love watching, because people have always been like, "Oh, are we gonna see that?" And it looked like no, but now like fate has it like it's gonna happen. So
Yeah,
Jesus is
and
there.
Ray's looking good again too. I think they're fairly kind of close right now, unless he just has a big super meet. But because
Yeah.
Ray said he's taking the rest of the year off to prep for next year's nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be really sick to see like Jesus just put it together and have that super meet like again, like similar to the first Sheffield, but
Hmm.
I feel like it's like all the stars have to align, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
he has a long time now too. Same with Ray, right? Until because PA Nats just happened. I think it's still the same timeline. So this would be a big clash. And if you guys follow Ray, I'm sure you've seen Trevor. I know you have, but to the listeners, if you follow Ray, he seems very fired up. His captions are, he's yeah, he's coming.
yeah. He said before his PA Nats, he thought he was going to hit a bench PR, and he's benched 250, I think, but he hurt his elbow, so he had to pull back on
Are they
squat and
that
bench. And
close though?
he's,
Like, does Ray like will Ray actually push him?
oh yeah, if
Really?
Ray actually comes and hits a bench PR and he squats 500 and pulls 400 like he can, like it's yeah,
Damn. I feel like it depends on the timing though too, because if they do it again where PA Nats is like 8 weeks before Worlds, that would suck for either of them to have to go crazy at Nats.
it doesn't matter. That would be like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, the showdown.
Worlds doesn't even matter. If you win that, you win. They both have 5 world titles, and they're the two biggest totals ever. And you'll
Yeah.
never see them go at Worlds, right? Because they're both American.
Yeah. I feel like they need to get them at Sheffield, like Ray versus Jesus at Sheffield. That'd be sick, but I don't know how they do that.
Well,
Yeah.
even PA Nats would be really good. Like they have really good production quality there, and then it's both like their home soil. Like the total will be so big, it won't be the world record. And then, like Trevor said, one of them's going, but whoever goes is probably winning, even with that short turnaround. So it's like you win, you beat the guy, and then the guy that you're supposed to be going up against forever, and then you collect your sixth world title more than likely. That would be unreal. And then imagine it's Ray, and he's just
Yeah, it's
done.
actually the more we're talking about it, the more I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. So in the 120 pluses, we also had Teamer who unfortunately didn't have the meet that he wanted. I think he needs to put back on that size. I hope he's able to. Like, I hope that's his plan.
Yeah, it was kind of sad watching him up there. I think we made like 3 lifts, didn't he?
Yeah, or a
Two
four.
squats, one bench, and one pull. Four.
Four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he could. He was going for like the podium, so he's being aggressive. Like he could have still put up a good total, just a little bit less. He's kind of being aggressive on attempts. Like his openers were heavy, and then he made big jumps anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as on watching his squats, his second was like really hard, and they went up like 15 keys. I was like, oh,
Yeah. Trev, I think your Wi-Fi is a little bad right now. You like cut out when you
is
talk a
it?
little bit. Yeah. But anyway,
Oh, I'm
I don't
on
know if you can
data.
fix it. But
That's what my phone.
yeah. Yeah. So that was a good one to watch. I mean, it was kind of surprising, like how some people during that session just had like really rough goes. But yeah, it's the way it goes. So, what did you guys think watching the 120s and the 84s?
I thought the 120s was an awesome battle to watch. Like I think that like the totals were obviously like a little bit down from what we expected, but since everyone was just loading up for the win, it was like super exciting. It was very close. I knew from the beginning like Nonzo missed that third squat. I feel like he was missing anyways, but like he kind of like tipped forward and was trying to fight it, and then the spotters kind of grabbed him weird.
Oh
And
yeah,
he was like fighting it for a long time, like while the spotters had him. So I knew like that was gonna kind of like nuke him. So it was tough. I think they said he could have like he got a chance to
yeah.
retake it, but I guess that would have been dumb to
The
like.
chance was also like 4 minutes after, like because
Yeah,
he had the biggest squat, one of the biggest squats, and then that was the end. Then he had like he didn't have a lot of time, and I don't think they gave him like 10 minutes. I think it was like you're going now, and he might have missed anyway, right? Like it was a hard squat, so if he did that and he missed again, it's out of it. And Nonso's like, okay, he trusted his pull, obviously, so just didn't
yeah.
turn out that way. But
And I think everyone else that were like his main like competitors in his head, like Dev and ETN, I think they were both also down. Like I think ETN missed his third squat, right? And then Dev had only squatted 325.
yeah,
I think in his head he thought it was just fine, which is probably the right call. Like he did already fight that other one.
yeah, he was fighting for a while.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, it made sense because he only ended up having to pull 400, right? Like it wasn't. I know that sounds crazy, only 400, but
Yeah.
like to him, that's like doable, right? So he's like, oh, I trust in that. Like makes sense. So
Yeah. That's why I was shocked when he missed that, to be honest. Like based on I was wondering how his pull was gonna show up because of like having to grind that the squat and missing it like that. But then his 390 looked so good. So when I
yeah,
saw like 410, I was like, okay, you probably got that. And then who missed? I think ETN was the last one to miss. So then Nonzo went after him.
no, Etienne didn't
No,
miss.
Etienne hit. That's why he
Or
won.
yeah, Etienne hit 390.
He made a
Yeah.
smart call. He dropped his, and it didn't really make sense watching, but I guess they knew that Nonzo was like, either cramping in the back or I don't know, or they're just like, okay, well, I know I
So
can
did
hit
Nonzo
this,
tear his
and
bicep? Is that what happened?
no,
I think
apparently it's his shoulder.
yeah.
But he
It
didn't. I don't
felt
know
like
if it
his
was
shoulder
torn.
was like partially dislocated, but it didn't fully like come out. And he was also cramping. Like if you saw when he put the bar down, his fingers were like locked up.
Yeah,
It was weird. Uh,
yeah, he must have been cramping. But yeah, it didn't really make sense. But it happens like that, right? Like you have to load what you know you can do, and that's what Etienne did, and everyone else was like assuming Nonzo's gonna pull 450, so they're all kind of like, okay, let's load this, and then they all
yeah,
miss. Etienne hits, and it's like Nonzo should have been able to do it, just wasn't the day, like with the cramping and the shoulder, and so
yeah. Honestly, it was just because 18 made that good call because everyone else was pulling as if like Nonzo was going to be able to hit that like 410. Like I think that's why Dev loaded 377, right? I thought Dev was going to hit
Yeah.
that though. Based on his second pull. I thought he was good for it, but then he just barely missed it. And then that Joseph McDonald guy, he came out friggin' strong, man. Like he had a good shot of actually winning it.
Yeah, it was just
You
yeah,
guys
that
know about
huge
him, like
jump
how
at
strong he was going
350.
mid?
Yeah, I think I mentioned him. He's done a couple of the NAPFs and put up big totals, but I think this is his first Worlds. Definitely his first Open Worlds, anyways.
Yeah. He went like his first NAPF, he did like 800 kilo total, and then he jumped to like 920.
Yeah.
Like this meet, I feel like he could have potentially done like, I don't know, 965, 970, but he loaded 385, thinking not.
Yeah, I think he was gunning for like the 970 something, thinking Nonzo was going to hit. I would
Yeah.
assume, anyways.
Yeah.
He got it up pretty high, too.
Yeah. I thought like I remember I saw his second. I think it was like 352, and then I saw he put in 385. I was like, no chance. Like I didn't think
Yeah.
it was, but yeah, he got close.
Yeah, he got it like three quarters of the way up, probably, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think all top five guys pulled to put them in the lead. Four of them missed. The only one that won, right? Or the one that got it won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the burger singlet that almost had him pull that, by the way.
Yeah, it was all burgers.
That's amazing. I'm happy that he got to wear that. Because
Do you
most
guys
people,
catch too? Like it's Joseph McDonald, and that's why he has like the burger McDonald burger on his
Yeah.
yeah. He's from Trinidad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all 120s from Trinidad are just God
Freaks.
level.
Just
He just looks
freaks.
like a young Rondell. He's friggin' big guy.
He's a little
Uh,
shorter, I think, a little stockier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not look like he makes 120. His legs were crazy big, everything about him, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's a freak. Yeah. And then in that same session we had the 84s, and that one was okay. Like I think Amanda came in a little worse than like I think she and everyone else expected, right? But it's the way it goes. But she has to figure it out because like Agatha put up a total decently close and
At
a lot
63.
lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, she did 6'12", 6'12 and a half, and Amanda finished with 6'27". So was that 15 kilos away?
Yeah, it was super
Yeah.
close. Like I think she would have actually came second in the 84s, Agatha,
Yeah.
as like a 63, who would have came second in the 84s.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think Amanda just like so badly needs someone to push her in that class. She beat Danny Mello in like 2019, and ever since then, it's just been a cakewalk.
I don't know though, because it's been a while now. I feel like that she knows that Agatha is
Yeah.
winning. Like, so I feel like she should have been like stepping on the gas. Like,
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think Amanda is unaware. Like I think Amanda's fully aware that like Agatha's coming, and by Sheffield, Agatha could like be whatever weight class and beat her, you know?
Mm.
Like so I don't think she's not pushing. I think she is. They might need to find like a better approach for her. That might be the thing.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like she's smashing her head into the wall over and over and over, and it's kind of doing the same thing. She's kind of
Yeah.
always in that like 630, maybe 640 if it goes really well.
Yeah, I don't doubt that she works super hard. Like you can see it in her lifting, like how hard she grinds for things too. Like
Mhm.
she wants it. I think they just might have to kind of look at the way that they're training potentially because she's been super strong for so long, and it's like they just need to break through.
I'm
But
surprised she hasn't pulled out the like 7 times a week SBD days or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Step
guess
it up
yeah,
a notch.
she could do 8, do a double session just to one up Agatha.
Yeah. And then there was Jess in the 84s too. She did really well. She got bronze
Really?
overall. And then what else?
She got a bench PR by the looks of it, right? 110?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was apparently 3 years, and it was actually not that hard. Like the 110, like it was the right call because like take the PR, but it wasn't
Yeah.
that hard.
Yeah, I think she's been stuck on that like 105 or 107 for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, she's attempted it many times. I think in like meets in the States and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
that Tiana girl from Great Britain, I feel like people were talking about this too, is she could probably challenge Amanda like pretty soon. Like I think
yeah,
she's making good progress. She pulled the deadlift world record and it was clean.
Mhm.
yeah, she's been making really good progress. We were talking about her a bit on the preview show. We just didn't know what to expect fully, but yeah, at that Worlds where everyone else was doing not so well, she had a great meet.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's a big total. Like, what is she total? 610 or something?
Yeah,
607.
607.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really good. Okay. So then the 93 battle, we touched on a bit with Gustav, right? Like that
Skip the
squat was,
105s, Luke.
oh, yeah. Shit. Okay. Let's
He's
go back.
dating Anthony.
Reverse. Well,
I
that's
was
probably
gonna
what
say,
happened.
speaking of like people whose totals didn't get affected, I feel like Anthony was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on a he didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Well,
Anthony
especially
is,
because his second squat got called on depth, but like his total still didn't go down because it's the bench, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, like, think about how much of a tight battle the 120s were, and that Anthony just smoked them.
Cruised, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, so his squat, I think 360, he got called on depth, went out there, dunked it. It was decently hard, but like, let's say he was more in form and like he was strong enough for something crazy on the squat. His bench world record was like at 8.5, like easy, just like threw it. And then
Yeah.
the pull was very chill too. Like,
Yeah. It's so funny hearing him talk too, because I know he's like just a super humble guy, but it's like he's shitting on everyone that he doesn't say. Like, he's like talking about it's gonna be the biggest battle, da da da. But yeah, he did it like he did amazing.
And he still went out for the last pull when he probably really didn't need to.
He wanted to ensure it. He's not risking
Yeah.
that. That's like his humility too. He's like scared. He's like, well, what if? Like, just got to do it. And also, to be fair, like he has like 25 kilos, I'd say, like to get to that grand. So I don't think he ruined it for
Yeah.
Sheffield for himself. He just secured everything, you know?
It's crazy that he blew the record by 35 keys, and it's still like, I'll just put another 35 on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
feel like
how I.
that session in particular, though, like the judging was pretty crazy. Like watching the squats too. Like Coco bombed out the French lifter. That was
Come
not
on,
not a
Kyle.
huge
You're that
Oh,
surprise, but
surprised?
is it time
I just
to heat
opened
on
the
the
can of
Okay,
flames?
so
worms.
listen to this. Fail the opener, right? Let's jump 20. All right. We got 3 reds again. You know what? Fuck it. Throw another 15 on. What do you think happens?
Yeah. I don't
Well,
he was getting called for the starting position, right? Like not being
He's
bent
fucking
up
bent right
straight.
over. His knees
yeah.
are soft as baby shit.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't some gym in France. This is the World Championships.
See, he just won Euros though, which should be like the same standard of judging.
Yeah, the
Um,
French judges were there.
yeah. Yeah. No, so that's the thing though, when you lift like him, right? Like he won that. I don't think anyone thought he was for sure gonna win because he's had a hard time in his training over the past years. But it's like when you lift to that standard, especially at this worlds, like you're really taking risks. So it's not that surprising. Like obviously I didn't think he would bomb. But yeah, like Trevor said, it's like look at how Gustav squat that we all thought was like almost undeniable gets reds. Like you can't go in there like doing what he was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't
Honestly,
another
I
French
thought they were
guy?
gonna give him the third squat though. Like when I watched it, like I thought
No
it was good, but I
shot.
guess it was just the starting position was just
Yeah,
so
he's
too
fucking
weak.
cocked right over from the
Yeah.
start. But
Yeah.
didn't another French lifter almost do the exact same thing?
Yeah, yeah. He kind of like I would say if anything based off how strict this worlds was, like he got gifted his third squat. I think it was looked the
Didn't
same.
he not get it and then they gave it to him or something?
Yeah, his was the elbow situation, I think was the main cause. Like that's what they
Uh-huh.
were after. But so before we talk about the French, just like wrap up the 105s quick. Like I think that's maybe why I forgot because Anthony just absolutely destroyed. The 105 was kind of the roughest class to watch though, because like we know everyone there was like fighting for positioning. We had the bomb out, 2 bomb outs, right? No, no.
No,
Yeah,
totally
Yeah.
bombed out. That
Anatoly.
was also shocking. But it's like,
Yeah.
why
Well,
was he opening at 345 when his best deadlift was like 350 or 352?
when's the last time we've seen him pull anything near that? I feel like he's been
He's
hitting like 330 the last couple meets.
Yeah,
yeah.
he must have done something in training for that he thought he could pull a lot more for some reason. But don't
I
you
thought
think
it
in the
was
warm up
fake.
room, like based on how it was looking, it's like, do you think he actually pulled? I don't know. What did he like? Maybe 325? Like, did his grip feel good, or he just didn't have time to change it?
There's
Uh,
there's a few options. Remember, like before we were talking about how in our group chat, just like, oh, Anatoly looks good. Look at this deadlift set he did. It was like 315 for 5 or something. But we already know like that doesn't translate the same for him or for everyone, you know? So maybe they thought that was the indicator. Or maybe it was a fake opener and then they forgot to change
they
it in
fucked it
time.
up. That's what I was wondering.
Did he have a
Yeah.
Because he
fresh hand
never
with it?
opens
What
anywhere
happened?
near that.
No. Or like this also doesn't make much sense, but maybe they're like, okay, he only has one good squat in him or one good deadlift. Sorry, the squats are kind of hard, whatever. Let's just go and like hope that this is enough and like we'll get it. But that would also be silly. So I don't know what the actual thought process was.
Because he lost the first one like inches off the floor out of his hands. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was bad. I was like, uh-oh. And then what? The other two were closer, but or the second one was, I know.
It was like the knees. I think he lost them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. But I don't think, I mean, I'm sure he's sad he bombed out, but I think his goal was to win. I don't know if he cared too much about everything else.
Yeah. It's just crazy though, because he's what, a 3-time world champ? To just go and bomb on dead seems wild. Like it makes me
I
wonder if
feel
it
like he
was a
was
fuck up.
probably in his mind like trying to defend or like trying to come after Anthony, and he knew that he would have needed something like that. But it just seems crazy to open with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Mill came back pretty good because he's been down in like the low 900s and he hit a 935 here. And he had some good room on that deadlift too. I think he was just kind of pulling for
I
a
knew when I
PR
seen
there.
his squats, like Emil was on, like he was in much better shape than he's been for the past couple meets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had some adductor problems and stuff in his squat and dead were kind of
Yeah.
down, but
And
he's looking
honestly,
good
Keenan
again.
looked pretty good too. Like I think Keenan was one of the like made 3 squats. Did he go 9 for 9?
He went 9 for 9, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did well. Like he put up a really good fight. Like he knew he respected Anthony a lot. He's like, okay, we got to go 9 for 9 and just hope something happens.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say too, we touched on it, is when Coco bombed out. I think it was a 7 lifter flight, right? And then Anthony still did that, and
Yeah.
Keenan and everyone else. But it's like,
Yeah,
wow,
Anthony really
Oh,
didn't need to
true.
do that third pull away. Like get because like Keenan only pulled 367. Do you
That
remember what the third pull?
367 was maxed right out too.
Yeah, so he didn't. Yeah.
the thing is, though, we talked about it a long time ago, me, you, and Kyle. But Kyle, you probably remember, like, Keenan has pulled more before, right? Like, he's pulled something crazy. I think at USAPL Nats or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he was just like scared, but I don't know. I do think he didn't need to, but you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess where are we now? Because I'm all over.
76.
Yeah, the 76s.
Oh yeah, that was a lot closer than we thought, right? It was Carlina versus Cranon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think
yeah,
we
You
said
guys journey.
Carlina
I
was
thought
winning for
Cranon
sure.
was gonna maybe get her because Carlina had a bit of a rough squat session.
yeah. Yeah, because Carlina's so aggressive with the squats. Like, I feel like she doesn't have much control over how she hits the hole. Like, obviously, she's a world class squatter, so like she's great. But I think when you just go down so quickly and like maybe the judges can't see or like whatever, you don't have like you're not situated well. You just kind of hit the hole, and I think it was depth, right? Like 3 reds on depth on the second.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I was
it really.
surprised when Cranon pulled for the win. Like it was a big jump. I didn't think she was going to get it that far, but she actually gave it a good friggin' fight.
Brandon's really good. Yeah, she's really good at pulling. I think it's the technique is like the one thing that's not fully there. But again, it was such a big jump. And why wouldn't
Yeah.
you? Like,
Yeah. That was the thing from some angles, her deadlift looks pretty like janky. Like she leans so far back, like it looks like her knees like have to be unlocked. So I was like concerned even like on her second if she would get called, but then they show you it from like the side angle and it looks fine.
Yeah, her pulls is like pure brute strength,
Yeah.
yeah,
which is weird for sumo.
yeah, it's very weird for the sumo stance. And it's not like super close or anything. She's decently wide. Just rip it off the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I knew as soon as the squats were done, because Carlina wasn't as ahead as we thought. And then like after bench, I think they were only 5 kilos apart or something going into deadlift. So I was like, oh damn. I knew it was gonna be a fight. Honestly, when Carlina hit the third deadlift, I was pretty shocked, like based on her second. Like she can grind. Like she just
It's
locked it in and
nuts.
hit me
I
down.
know.
Carlina's a dog. I
Yeah.
remember like we were watching her training going into Sheffield, and it's like she was doing like she probably still trains like this, but pulls it off blocks, pulls it like with bands, and then she's like, okay, now I know I can do it. She just goes and does whatever she wants.
Yeah.
There's so many meets where she hits her second deadlift, and I'm like, there's nothing left. They put like 7 or 10 on, and she just does it. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. She just found like another gear. That was good.
Does she? I think that like matches the world record, doesn't it? Or it's very close.
I think it's really close. I think she because her squat was down a bit, so I don't know if it's above it.
I'm gonna check.
Are you talking about the total?
Oh, never mind. Actually, Agatha did a 6:35.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At
Oh, yeah, that was
Sheffield.
the super meet. Yeah, she weighed 71.
Oh, okay. So did Carlina get the invite off the top of your heads or no?
Yeah,
I,
because she won. So
Oh
well, you
yeah,
gotta hit
okay.
100%.
and
I
that,
think
I
it
think
would
that's
be
definitely
right.
within the percentage, right?
Yeah, it would be. It's like
Yeah.
20 off.
The one thing I was thinking in the battle, I don't know if we talked about it on the preview, is like for Cranon, it's like she obviously had a good chance to win, so it wasn't bad. She was kind of close with that pull, but it's like maybe if she pulled a little less, she would have had that Sheffield invite, unless she got one, but I don't think she did.
So Carlina hit 96.4%.
Okay.
What did Cran total? 595?
Yeah, she lost a bit because that was a big jump, so she definitely didn't get the
Yeah, she
percentage.
hit 93.7. But
Yeah.
like, fuck it, you gotta pull for the win.
Yeah, yeah, no, it makes sense. And like her progress is so rapid, like next year it'll be very close again, like very, very close.
Mhm.
So, because Carlina ideally 9 for 9, and then her total's up again, and
Trevor, I
then
feel like you were looking at the equipped results for the world records. I don't think Agata has the 76 one.
I'm
no, she
looking at it.
does. I think she does.
76 classic open women Agata 635.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's not an official world record actually. It says it's at the F Force meet.
Yeah, because this is on like the on Good Lift or whatever. It shows Carlina with 616.
Okay, yeah. So Agatha's total wasn't at an international meet, I guess. Then
Okay.
it says it was at F Force. Is that the girl power meet? Maybe.
This is the France one. So
Yeah.
does that
Okay.
mean
So
that
maybe.
Cranon did hit the? Is she
Yeah, she
invited?
probably did then. If it's 616, 595 at a 616. Yeah, she hit 96.5. So
I
she's
wonder.
got a pretty good chance of then.
I haven't seen her be invited though, because maybe that's lower than the other people that got in the second round.
Maybe.
Because that would be cool to see them go at it again at Sheffield. I think that like they'd be super close again by that time.
Yeah, because Crandon's making pretty fast progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Crandon's squat was easy. Her second was like dunked like crazy, so I think they
Yeah.
made a jump that made sense. But on her third, she cut the depth a bit. She was still really deep, and it was easy, very easy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think she's got the invite.
Well, she might though. She's probably a third rounder.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we move to the 93s.
Yeah.
So we touched a bit on that battle. We had Gustav squat that I think we were all like, wow, like that doesn't make sense. And then I think this is the time that Kyle had all of his eggs in the Keiko basket.
The one time I'm like, I can't bet against Keiko. He showed up a little rough, I think, just from the short turnaround. He said a couple different things in the story after the meet too. Like he got sick and just like everything didn't really go great in the lead up to the prep. But yeah, he didn't really have like his best day.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
I
I've
think
ever seen Keiko miss a bench either. And he
no.
missed 248, I think, right?
Those handoffs were wild. That was the other part of the
Oh yeah.
93 session.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
like
like,
great guys.
Yeah.
I remember like holding my phone. I like brought it real close to my face. I was like, bro, if he might miss this opener, because like imagine like an opener that's that heavy. He's not opening light. Like he doesn't touch it. He touches it decently often, but it's still a heavy load. It's like 512 he opened with, like pounds. So it's like, damn, he might miss this. Like that was a terrible handoff.
Yeah, he like dropped it on him and the bar noticeably like went down like 2, 3 inches and he had to pick it back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was rough. And then yeah, he just didn't have his meat. But it makes sense for Keiko. Like I think that's why I don't remember exactly what we said in the previous show, but I wasn't fully on like the Keiko train just because like his prep for the American Nationals was so intense and so crazy, and then to continue doing that would just be hard, right?
Yeah.
But
I thought like because he didn't fully max out like his potential on the deadlift or the bench at that meet, I thought he might be able to just kind of ride on the momentum. But I did have a little doubts because of like his training, how it was looking leading into it. But like I said, I just couldn't bet against him again. Every time I bet against him, he just doesn't miss. And then and then he missed.
I think it's just hard when you have those super meets, right? And he's not spring chicken. He's like 33.
Yeah.
Like somebody like Joe, it's like, okay, he's young as shit. It's not really going to matter. But somebody like Keiko, a little more time would definitely help, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and Emil like had a pretty good day too. Like he missed his second squat, but still came back and hit 315, which is like right near his best. I think 2.5 under his best.
He had a
Like
good bench,
he did
too,
the right calls.
240.
Yeah.
240 was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I think he did 235 second, and it wasn't that great. I was like, oh, this is like big, but he
Yeah.
probably just knew like, oh, my foot positioning wasn't good or whatever, and he just
Yeah. I was kind of surprised when Emil didn't get his third. I was like, "Oh, Gustav is winning 365." I was kind of surprised you couldn't dog that out.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know what you guys thought, but
I
Yeah,
think
I
his
thought when Emil missed, I thought for sure like Gustav was gonna get it. I
yeah,
was
I was about
also
to text you guys because that's who I said was going to win. I was like, yeah, you fucking dummies! I told you, but then he missed it.
Hey, I was on your side too. I'd like to say I said it was a meal, but no, I was on the Gustav team.
I was also shocked when Keiko missed that deadlift though too, because that was so easy at PA Nats and like his squats, like his bench was definitely down, but I was like, okay, maybe like the handoffs were just like were killing him, whatever. And like, but the squat looked
Mhm.
decent. He did 307.5, which is a
Yeah,
good.
his squad did look pretty good.
So yeah, I was surprised when he missed that. And then I was like, okay, it's Emil and Gustav, and then yeah, everyone
Yeah.
missed their third, so I feel like they were all just a little bit down.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed thirds. There was a 3 or 4 of them tried the world record, right? The British lifter, Kwaku, and didn't somebody else try it too?
I think Alex tried it in the flight before, but not like in the A flight.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. He does our nationals, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. It says he tried it, Kwaku, and then Christian
That was
Indoko.
pretty cool actually to see Christian go for that because that would have got him on the podium. That would have booted Keiko
Yeah.
off the podium, which would have been crazy.
Wait, that was a big jump, eh? 30 keys. I think
Yeah,
Kwaku was actually the closest, though, wasn't he? Out of what I
I think
saw.
so. Honestly, all of them were like pretty close to getting it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Kwaku was
even
like,
Christian,
it
like
was,
I knew like he looked really strong like on deadlifts that day, so I kind of knew, and he was same thing right at the top, but it popped out of his grip.
yeah.
Kwaku was probably
Kwaku,
the
like,
most
just looked
though.
like he lost his balance, like, just that, like, itty bitty bit. It was
Yeah,
so close.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
had good room on bench, too, Kwaku. The squat looked like the right call, but the bench looked like he could have been something
I
big.
think his bench always looks like that. Like we talked about like on the podcast with him, is like they always just look easier as he goes up. It makes no
Mhm.
sense.
But just blame Garrett. It's all Garrett's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. That bench was really crazy. I remember I watched it. It was like my mouth just like I was like, what? Like that was so easy. But yeah, he did say on the podcast because we have that one posted last. Go listen if you haven't. Like he was saying his bench does fall off quick, but be interested to hear what he thought he had.
Mm.
I feel like definitely 212, 215, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. He should just go home and YOLO something. See what happens.
Or as yeah, just see if you can do it.
Yeah. Who we have
I
next to
don't
the
know. He might be
69?
fatigued from the dance party after.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 69s.
So was kind of the Agata
I get to show
Chico
you.
show.
This was a don't get clapped by 63.
Yeah, that's crazy. She like doesn't really lose much in her total dropping classes. It's nuts.
No. I think this is the first time when you saw a little chink in her armor, like with the squat. Like you could tell she was affected a little bit because she wanted that
Yeah.
way down.
But like
Yeah.
But it's
that
still like
630,
that's a good squat for her.
yeah, like the 635 total we were talking about, she weighed 71 and a half. Here she weighed 63 and did 612.
Yeah, it's
Like
nuts.
she dropped a full 10 keys and she only lost like 20 on the total.
Yeah. I
Did
know
you
they were
see?
talking about doing the 10 times body weight total, right? So she would have needed, I think, 635.
Yeah.
That's not what
Yeah.
she weighed in. And I knew like that was, I think that would be obviously insane, but that was a bit of a stretch.
Oh, it was crazy too. They were talking after that she had a 4 times body weight deadlift. Like I remember when Heather Connor did that, it was the craziest thing ever at 45 kilos. And Agatha just did it at 63. It's freaking insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. I think she ripped her thumb like either during warm-ups or maybe on her third or second pull or something too.
I think, yeah, on her last warm up or something she said, but she didn't care.
Yeah. She just got it done anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Gara
what's
had a
wild
pretty
too is
good.
yeah, Carola Gara is I think she came third best overall. I don't know if we mentioned that about Brittany either, but Brittany came second best overall in the class.
Yeah.
And then Carola Gara is third best overall, but she's still how far down was her total?
588 and
25.
a half. I think that might be a PR for her or close.
Yeah.
I can't remember because remember when Leah and Kara and Agatal went at it? I don't remember what Gara total, but she did the world record squat 226.
Oh yeah, that
She's
was a
pretty
good
light too.
squat. That was a good
Yeah.
squat.
Yeah, she only weighed in at 66 as well, so she's pretty light too for 69. That's crazy, a 226 squat at
Yeah.
66.
Yeah.
For a man, that's a good ass squat in the
Yeah.
66
Yeah.
class. Like a good
Pretty much
squat.
500 pounds.
Yeah, that's insane.
But she would have had one of the better squats in that eight, even that A flight, I think.
Yeah, just for shits, I'm gonna go look at the 66 men.
Of course he is.
Like, you mean like in the class above? Like
No,
Corolla technically squatted more than Carlina in the 76s.
yeah, no. I think Trevor means like the 66 men he's gonna go look at, but yeah, she did.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because well, she did 227 or 226 is definitely one of them. I'd say biggest squats.
No.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
besides,
It would have been
So,
seven.
Kyle, the sixth biggest squat in the 66 men was 227.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
So she's
that's
like
great.
actually squatting with the A flight 66 men.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fucked.
insane.
Probably the bench too. Like Agatha and hers bench is up there.
Fuck, I bet you Agatha benches more than almost all these guys.
Except for
bench?
Shell. It's
What did
just
she bench? 155?
yeah.
So Jackson Avery benched 155, and he came sixth in bench press to 66 men.
Wow.
And I'd say there's a bigger discrepancy on bench between men and women than there
Yeah,
is.
there is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's messed
And
up.
Agatha was lighter. She's only 63.
I don't know if you guys seen too. Agatha posted a story like a few like 2 days after. She was like, "Oh, I wish I could have competed at all three weight classes this world's." Like, I'm like, bro, like let the people who won be happy, please.
She wanted no one else to be able to win.
Yeah, she's like, because she could have won 63, she won 69, and she's like looking at it, she's like, I could have won 60 or 76.
She totaled the exact same as Carlina, yeah.
Yeah, and she would have been heavier, obviously, and just put it together.
She
Yeah.
does the 7 times a week SPD, so I mean,
Yeah, I was
fuck.
thinking that like she could do it.
Imagine she did like Euros or something and just did every class.
I don't know. I guess maybe for Poland she could. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't
They're
know.
like, wait, why is there so many Agatha Sitcos from your
Yeah.
mission? It's the same one.
She'd have to
You know,
drink
what's
so much
another,
water to make weight though in that few classes.
what's another crazy thing about this class is Chandler Babb came third from the B flight. She put up like a monster total. What did she total? It was 570, and she did that like in the morning and then competing after. So she bumped Celine Crum off the podium.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
because she had a doping failure for like a pre-workout or something, didn't she?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think she did Sheffield like 2 years ago, and she popped for something. So maybe she didn't have a like legitimate QT, and that's why she was in the not the A flight.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking, anyways. I
Yeah, she
can't.
put up like that monster total. I know the whole day, like Celine was kind of building to try to get there, but it was just too big.
Yeah, because before Agatha, she was like the number one in 69, like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Find her here. I don't even see her now. Oh yeah, her best total before this was 535. It says
That's nuts.
or 555. Oh, but she was 76. Oh, that's probably why she didn't have a QT because at U.S. Virgin Islands National Championships she weighed 69.2, so she was actually a 76.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why they made her be in the B flight.
True. Yeah, I don't know if anyone was expecting that or knew that she was capable of that.
No, that's a big ass jump.
Yeah. All right, do we want to talk about the 83s?
Ah, fuck those guys.
Yeah, Trevor, go in. Go tell us what you think about Ade. Go ahead, man.
I don't know. Everybody said it was going to be pretty close between Ade and Joe. We have Joe with 890. And in third place, we have Ade. It says, what does that say? 842? What's that? 47 and a half kilos he lost by there?
Something like that. Your math's good.
Right? I was prepared for this.
No, yeah, he just has that written on his board to tell us.
Right?
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
pull was close though. I think the fact that he missed the second deadlift was kind of like,
Come
oh,
on.
what a-
You guys have to admit, when he missed the 367, you went, it's over.
yeah.
No,
I
Yeah.
kind of thought it was over, but
It
then
is
when I saw
over.
the 385 come up like that, I was like, oh, like he was close to that. You can't say it wasn't close.
He got off the floor. I don't know. He's just like that starting position. He can just get anything off the floor. But he's like his best pull in the meets 363 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't really believe in the 385 yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say, like because the 367 like that happened. I don't really know what happened on that. Did he just kind of bobble?
It's just the balance.
Yeah,
It looked like, anyways.
yeah, yeah. It was just weird, but after and it also didn't move like amazing. Like there wasn't that much speed on that pull. So like after that, I was like, oh, like he just doesn't have it. And then when
Yeah.
385 came up, I was like, oh, like I was shocked. But yeah, it was just I think Joe
Yeah.
just the right calls to keep it like just out of reach. Because you never know, like if Joe only did pull out whatever 367 and Ada needed 380, he might have got it. Like you never know based on the three.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
just
like if he missed 367 and he needed 375 to get it, I'd be like, oh yeah, you could maybe get that. But when it was 385, I was like, probably not.
yeah.
I
But
doubt
from
it.
Joe's perspective, like he had to, like you never, like you never know.
Yeah.
He might just hit it.
Yeah, and again, it was like the perfect deadlift call, just like his 900. It was like
Yeah.
fucking right on the money.
I like as
Perfect.
the day was progressing though, like I thought like it was gonna be really close because you could tell Joe was down like a little bit just from like whatever
Yeah.
like travel or just turn around from the super meet, whatever. But like
Hmm.
his squat was a bit down, his bench was like quite down. His second bench, I was like, oh, he's gonna probably miss the third, but then he just like
Yeah, I kind of thought
timed
that
it
too.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
He just made the right calls and got it
Yeah,
done.
Joe locked in for that third bench because the second bench was very hard.
Yeah.
yeah. Jurgens pulled out a pretty big total too, and he missed his third squat and third bench.
Yeah. Man, it's the same thing with Jones on the squat. Like he has the strength, but like you could see he's descending normally and then into the hole and out of the hole, he like forgets. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding, but like he like overthinks it, I think. He like tempos it, and
Yeah.
then that's where it usually goes wrong. But he was so powerful.
yeah. Jurgens looked good on the day. He's in Sheffield, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
bench on
What
Jones,
was the
he did
third
the
bench that he
rest.
missed? Was it 192 or 195?
197. And
Oh,
he only missed it just by like his glute barely coming up. Like he
Mm,
pressed it like well.
wow.
So Jones did the rust glow up for the bench. Like it was big.
yeah.
Yeah. So if he did, because the squat, what did he
He
miss the
lost
squat on again?
he lost 15 kilos off his squat and bench together.
Okay. So that would have been,
872.
dang, he's coming.
Yeah.
Not that far.
Then there's Ina. He came 28th place in bench press and then tried to pull 1,000.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know.
I really want to see what Ina can actually pull.
I
Like instead
know.
of him just loading that, like, because he could probably do like 390, something crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what their game plan here was. Like the opener seemed pretty heavy, I thought, and then they jumped like 30 kilos and just
Well, he
missed
had
it.
fake openers in for everything. Like he had even for his bench, I think he had in 165 for the opener. And I remember when I saw that, I was like, isn't that his best bench like ever?
Yeah.
And then he dropped it like last second. But
But I don't know what they were gunning for pulling 400 on the second.
I honestly thought there was no chance he was coming out for that second. Like I thought he was just putting it in and then he was gonna come out and pull whatever he needed on the third.
It's so he totaled 827, so he would have had to pull 460.
So he had
This
he had 445 like the attempt ready to go in, but then Joe pulled the hit the 372. But he was gonna load 445.
I don't know. This was cool when they were totaling like 810, but it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you think he had
But
a
like in
shot?
this scenario, when Ade had to pull really big and missed, like Ina definitely, especially because Ade missed his second, it was like Ina for sure could have pulled for podium if he wanted to at this
But
meet.
the problem was he was locked in on the
Yeah,
400, right?
yeah. And maybe he also like just doesn't care, but I feel like getting like third in this like with these competitors would have also been sick. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's only 15 keys behind Ade, so if he wasn't silly and maybe his second was like 380, he only would have needed what 387 or something,
Yeah, like if he
which
pulled
is
that on his if
believable.
he pulled that on his second, and then yeah, I don't know.
Like I think Ina could pull 385, maybe 390, but like why
Yeah,
are we trying 400 and a half on the second?
yeah, I don't know.
I think
Because
he
then
said he's
you're
gonna.
locked in. You can't do anything now. You're stuck. That's just where you are, right?
I think the plan was to go up higher, like after the second. He was talking about pulling for the win no matter what.
So
But he's
400 then
not pulling
445.
460.
No, it was supposed to be 440.
The
You,
400s aren't even believable.
do you think he had 445 or no?
No.
I'm just kidding. They didn't have that attempt. I made that up just to see your reaction, but I'm sure they might have.
They might have. It's Joey, right?
It
Or
was so
whoever.
believable that like you just like yeah, but
Caffrey had a good day too in the 83s.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
surprised when so like that second squat got called on depth, which I thought was weird because it looked really similar to his opener, and I thought it looked good. And then he had to retake the second on the third, so 290. But it looked like he could have squatted more.
Yeah, it
yeah,
looked like you maybe had close to 300.
Yeah,
yeah. I think he for sure had 295.
Yeah.
It just like the way he squats is scary. Like I don't know if you guys watch. Like he just falls down and then he like gets pitched forward and the bar almost rolls over his head and kills him. But then he just like
yeah.
lets it
Yeah.
It's
happen.
like
Just like the
all
second half
posterior
of
chain
squat
strength.
is so
Yeah,
fast.
posterior strength. Yeah, he just like back extensions it up after it tries to tip him forward. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's really good at that. Like he's it doesn't look that bad. But
yeah. But I think that's also probably like affecting his deadlift strength. Like if you're doing a bunch of squats like that where you're just like getting tipped forward and fighting through it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Half of the
almost
same thing with
mid
Bella.
sixes he's doing
Yeah.
that with. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good jump in total for him though, because he had 800 and a half before, right? Or
Yeah.
802?
So he got 810,
Yeah.
and if he was able to squat whatever his third was supposed to be, he could have been maybe 820.
815, 820, yeah.
Yeah. And that's at Worlds, right? Like he
Yeah.
comes back home and that's 820 something probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty
Okay.
much it for these guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the 60
Wait,
was a good
what
one
happened with the French lifter here?
with Alba.
Oh, that was the French lifter who kept having his elbows resting on his legs.
Oh, he only missed one squat.
Really?
He must have had a personal coach or something, not the Team France coach.
Yeah. Well, what did he get on the bench in the deadlift?
This looks like a normal scorecard. It doesn't look like a France one. It
Oh,
must
okay.
have been the 93 guy I was thinking
I
of.
think
One of them
I
just
think his
was a
squat got
France.
overturned. I think it like he did bomb out, but then like the jury overturned the third squat is what I remember.
I think that was the 93 though, because Trevor's looking at the score sheet, unless I'm wrong.
Didn't he miss? Didn't he miss? It's a Guillaume or no?
Or was it the 93 guy?
I think
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like that.
I think both of their names have Guillaume in them. That's why I'm confused.
Who knows? I don't know.
I think it was the 83 guy that missed all three squats and the third got overturned, so he got to stay in.
Fuck, that is brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the French team selection now as an intermission, or you wait till the end?
Let's wait
No,
until we
let's
get
do
to
it at
like
the end when
let's
I'm
wait
more
till we get to
tired.
Tiffany because I feel like
Yeah,
that
let's
was
go to
the
Tiff.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
That
That
was
was the
beautiful.
master class of the 10th selection. Oh, no. Yeah.
That was pretty sick. I was inspired from then on. I was like, this is a good Worlds.
Yeah. Okay, 63s. I feel like Alba winning was pretty sick. Also, kind of like unexpected because I think we all bet on Meg, right? Because she's just been such a beast.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the hype was behind Elba, but I did think that Meg would get it. It was just a kind of a rough day for Meg too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't her best day, really. And Alba had a fucking super meet, 9 for 9, like a 20-kilo PR, I think, isn't it?
Well, you know what's funny is they were calling Meg's bench for something. I think it was a depth on the first one, or because they did talk. Remember the previous show I talked about how the one girl in powerlifting America was getting called for getting a start command and then changing her starting position and then pressing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But for some reason, like Alba's like able to like her technique. I feel like does kind of do that. She definitely uses like her torso to push the bar off her, but she gets away with it. Like I guess she just.
So Joey
Well,
walks to the jury with a bag full of money.
10 bands, yeah. So what I was thinking may have happened too is like it depends the lifters that are going before you, right? So Meg's the last one. So the other two lifters, I forget, it's Alba and who else was benching in that same like the last three. Regardless, like one after another, they would come out, and then the technique was a little bit more extreme. So it also kind of just like to the refs, it's like okay, like that one passes, but this one is like a little bit more on the line. Like nah, like
They're gradually just getting more angry.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, even like on squat depth, like if you have someone go out and dunk them before you, like Cranon went out before Carlina, and then Carlina's are kind of borderline and fast, and Cranon's are like ass to grass. So then they go and see Carlina's are kind of close, and it's like, okay, red. Like, I mean, it shouldn't be like that, but I think it does. Like, even just like in your brain, like for everyone, that's the way it kind of works. Like, this is real depth. This is like borderline now looking, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking, but maybe I'm on crack. Who knows?
Yeah, Alba's bench looked easy. Like even her third, she benched 140 and it looked easy with like that technique, the torso toss.
Yeah, no, she showed up, and her pulls were really good too.
Yeah, she had a great day.
Yeah.
And
Emily
that
had a
the
pretty
Italian
decent
girl,
day, too.
her what was it? Her squat, I think attempt selection was kind of crazy. Like I think she opened at 200 and then jumped right to 210, which would have been a PR. But I think based on her training, it looked like she for sure could have done that.
So
It just wasn't there.
I think that was the one where the French coaches took over for them that day, and that's what that was. Because realistically, she was the stronger lifter. Like I think so anyway. Because if she had gone like maybe lighter opener, got around like 207 even to end, or made like jumps to get to 210, maybe she would have had that.
Yeah.
She would have been close, and then that
Yeah,
puts her
she
at, like,
missed out on probably 7.5 kilos there, like on the squat, and that would have made the difference.
okay, wait, hold on, boys. You keep going. Gizmo jumped in the pool.
Probably missing 2 squats didn't help when she missed her third deadlift either, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Grinding out 2 squats, which were like more than she's ever squatted before.
Yeah. I was looking too at Emily. So she was like just under her best total. She had 495. If she
Yeah.
just barely missed that last deadlift, it would have put her in fifth, it looks like. It's so tight.
Oh dang.
There's 490.
I think she did a bench PR too, right?
Yeah, she hit a
Above it.
bench PR. But literally, so she was on 495, and then it was 497, 500, 500, 500, 502.
Oh my gosh.
It
Yeah, they're
was that
all so
close.
close. Yeah.
It was so
From
close.
10th all the way up to 5th. Yeah.
I think that's what we were talking about on the preview too, like how kind of tight it was in that group was nuts.
Yeah. And then what happened with Meg's bench? Like, so she missed the first one. They called her on elbow depth or something. And she
And then I
got,
think she just came back and got it,
yeah.
and then only made a small jump.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know, like
It was a toss up though.
sometimes it looks like she can bench anything, and then sometimes it's like she's not that on.
I think she definitely still looks strong. Like, I think they were just getting her with like the technicalities and stuff like that. So she probably affected her confidence and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah. I think the second one, she just had to sink it a little more, and then it was super easy. And same thing with the third. I'm pretty sure the third was pretty easy. She did 137.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to make a big jump when you're like iffy on your if you're gonna get called for elbows or whatever.
Yeah. I remember when I saw it too, because I think so. Kiara made her third deadlift. With I think that pulled her just 2.5 above Alba. I was like, it's like she really put the pressure on her. I wasn't sure if she was actually going to get it, but then she came out and hit it. So,
Mm.
sure.
Yep.
Do we
That's
want to
pretty
go
much it for these,
74?
right?
Talk about the perk show?
Yeah, I guess so. This was just a fucking complete blowout.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yes.
was insane. I've never seen anything like that. 5 attempts, beat everyone by 70 kilos. Like,
No.
what happened to the class too? Because it's like it's perk, and then it's Chunchia Fan, who's the massive bench presser.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him before, but everybody else kind of just evacuated this class. Like Chell left, Tim left, Callie
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
It's kind of underwhelming now. Our podium was 737.5, which like that's a good
Yeah.
total at 74, but perk totaled over 100 kilos more than that.
Yeah. There was a little fight like to get on the podium, and then Joshua Wright got that. And I think he like
Yeah.
he's from Germany, so I think that was pretty cool. I remember everyone went nuts when that happened.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, and Chunchia's bench is just insane, like 215.5. Like he would have benched more
That's
than
fucked
most.
up.
I think all the 83s, right? Or
He
most.
benched way more than all the
Yeah.
83s. Or I guess Joe, but
Yeah,
other
he
than
just
Joe,
barely chipped Joe, but that's still insane.
yeah, like I don't think other than Joe, nobody benched more than like 190.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that last year, though. Remember, like because there was Perk and Chell and that Sweden guy. Like there was a bunch of the 74s benched over two,
Yeah.
and then Russ came like second in bench with 185 or something in the 83s.
Yeah. Before Russ like learned how to bench all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's all those deadlift heroes in the 83 class.
Yeah. I will say Perk did actually look really good at this meet too. Like
He
everything
did,
looked
yeah.
like it was RP7, like it was insane.
Yeah, it looked like he had another like fucking 20
Except
kilos
the
or
bench. Like I
whatever.
think the bench looked like it was funny too because he did the bench and it's like a 200 kilo bench at 74 and he walked off like throwing like a temper tantrum. I was like, come on, man. Like he was like super disappointed, I think, with how 200 moved.
Yeah.
I also thought opening up at 325 was like a little risky for him because like
Yeah, that's usually
his
that's
best
what he's
pull
been ending at.
337, but like he's missed like I think he missed what did he miss at Sheffield?
Around 330 something, yeah.
Yeah. So that was risky. Can you imagine he came out for his opener like 325 and then missed it and like he bombed out?
Yeah.
Terrible.
But now he can say he won with 5 attempts, even though it was more like probably 8.
Well, Perk could have opened at like 280 and won on 5 attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. That's why it was so risky, like opening at 325. But I guess
Yeah.
make a statement.
I think he chipped his best total at the IPF, like in the IPF, right? I think that's what it was too.
I think it was 0.5 under the world record total.
Yeah, he did 843 last year, I think.
Yeah. I think that's what he did at Sheffield.
No, at Sheffield he was under, I think.
No, I feel like he did 839 at Worlds. Could be
We're gonna find out. I'm gonna look right now.
because I think he did break the world record at Sheffield. It just wasn't like it was underperforming for him. Like he missed lifts and he fell off podium because
Yeah, his deadlift was bad on that day. I think they've made a lot of big changes to his training and stuff, and he looked really good.
The last Worlds was 836, And then
Yeah, okay.
Sheffield 843. Yeah, he missed 332 at Sheffield.
Yeah. So that's why opening 325 is pretty
But it
ballsy.
was good though.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, it was really
clean.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
like
He
a
had a
second,
lot.
it was like a second attempt probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would have been nuts if he'd bombed.
Yeah.
Imagine. Tears his hand.
Yeah.
They must have done a good warm up in the back room, like something kind of heavy to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull 300 or something.
Yeah, like
Well, more than
destroy
that, if
three.
I was him and all that was riding on that, like he pull 320 just to be sure. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That was my game plan at our nationals. Pull 270, open at 270.
Just yeah, just be sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot else to talk about these guys, is there?
Oh, what about Lonre? Lonre got his bronze.
Oh yeah, he still dogged at that squat medal with no spine. That
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, first off, it's Lan Ray for everyone listening because we've been calling him Lon Ray. So I just want to make it clear. It's
We
all
call
good.
him
He doesn't
Daddy
actually care.
Chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
What about Ryan trying to say his name on the live stream?
Oh, that was good. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's like whatever. But anyway, yeah. So I trained with him like maybe twice or three times, and you were there one time, Kyle, where he did like a 240 squat or 250. That was the most he
Yeah.
touched before Worlds, and it was not
Yeah.
that good, not that deep. And then he squats 272 on the day to get like a 600-pound
Yeah.
squat and a
Well, I
medal.
was surprised to see him opening 265, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah. But I guess
I
he's
think
first
they
off.
must have not told Garrett as well how bad it was because, like, why would Garrett, like, that was over anything he'd done in the past, like, 6 months.
Yeah.
They're sending
So,
Really
Garrett
risky.
stuff from last prep.
yeah. Yeah.
Pretending like
Here's
he's
280 dunked.
Well, I know
not.
Lonre is like that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like squat 250, good for 290. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but
It's just crazy because he was like before at least I was like healthy, confident him, like he wasn't in pain. So like this time I guess the Advil just took him to the new heights, but
yeah.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
happened though? I think he missed his second on, was it? I think it was depth.
Yeah. Yeah, it was depth. I
He
think
just
they
looked
went
like a
up.
little bit slower, like going into the hole, and then they just kind of like probably watched it too closely. I
I
think
think
he
they
definitely
still
had
went up.
275 on the third if he needed it, but it's still sick. He comes home with a squat medal.
Yeah, I think that was the main plan, get that medal.
Yeah.
And then he said he could have kept going, but his pain was really bad. So for the deadlifts, he just did I think one, and then he was done. But then he said afterwards to me, he's like, like the next day he was like he was in a lot of pain, but he's like seeing himself come 11th or something. He was so mad. He's like, I should have just dogged through it. He's like, I should have just done one more pull so I'm not 11th.
I don't know because he did the opener and like put it down, and then for him to just like stand back up after the opener, you could tell like he was feeling it. So
Yeah, yeah.
probably the
Yeah, no, it was definitely the right call because like, okay, now he might be able to train like soon if he just
yeah
like
yeah.
doubled up the dose of Advil and died. Like
He
would
looks
be
like
worse.
looks like he's on vacation too, right?
Yeah,
Probably
he's in Italy.
eating some gelato, healing
Probably
up.
85 kilos now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys talked about what did you talk about when I was gone?
Just the 74s.
Oh, cool.
We wrapped up the 63s and then 74s and 57s are next.
57s.
This was actually a really good battle. And Serenaldi clinched it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack kind of
Shocked
had
me
a
in
nice
this one was
comeback
Joy
here.
Namani was like super close. Like she was on.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, like she almost like when she was going for that third deadlift to I think it was to win. Like I was like wasn't sure if she was gonna get it. It was close.
It was close, right? Like where did she
Yeah,
finish off? Like a round lockout, right?
pretty high. Yeah, it was like 240.
So a bunch of these girls are going to Sheffield, I think, aren't they?
I don't know.
Because I think I saw Bobby Butters got in, and she came fourth. So I'm
What?
assuming
Bobby got in? Really?
she told a 492.
Dang, but from fourth? Like off podium?
I think so. I'm gonna check Instagram now, but
So
Trevor just loves Bobby how hype she is.
I
I
know I'm not
know.
fully
I'm trying to just like channel it into existing, but I think she is. Did you see her go up for her third deadlift?
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Who
it
has
was nuts. Yeah.
anything on the bar? Where is
Yeah, I
there?
don't think Bobby's in there. Tiffany got invited though, so that should be good.
I swear I saw she got invited. Maybe I'm wasted.
Yeah, Tiffany definitely had to be invited because Tiffany is still massive total.
Oh yeah, Kiara got in there from the 63s. Chiara Bernardi. That's cool because I feel like she didn't really get the chance to actually express like her top end strength, you know?
Maybe I was just reading comments and somebody said she was going. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think you're just a Bobby fan.
I think they should send her though.
Yeah.
Imagine Bobby on the Sheffield fucking platform would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Jade actually
We
showed up
need
really good too.
Bobby Butters. We need her mic'd up on the platform.
She was on the platform though, wasn't she at last Sheffield?
Mic'd up, I said.
Oh, mic'd up. Yeah.
I don't even
I
think
want
she
to hear what she
like
says
you
to
could hear
herself.
it pretty loud. It's just come on, Bobby, like talking to herself.
Yeah, I love watching her lift.
Did you guys watch this puppy live? I missed a lot of these because I was at work.
Yeah, I saw this one live.
It was good.
Yeah, yeah, Sarah Naldi did good. Jad Jacob actually showed up really good too. Like she was really strong on the day. I feel like
Yeah, what is she?
Natalie's just not like 100% yet. I don't think like her squats. I
Yeah.
don't think we're at their top end.
How did Jad's pulls go again?
Her pulls look really strong. I can't remember. Do you have the score sheet there, Trevor? I only have the results.
She pulled 222.5 and then she missed 237, it looks, for the win.
Oh yeah, I don't think she got off the floor with 237, but it makes sense to load. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but that's off my memory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sarah Naldi blew out the squat record, eh? By
Yeah.
like 10 keys.
yeah,
Because I think it was 188.5 and she squatted 197.5.
yeah. I think she didn't she we were talking about it. I think she doubled or tripled 195 in training. So we kind of knew
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
she was gonna do something, yeah. She looks like she's built pretty good for the class. I think she talked about potentially even cutting down too, because she's pretty short.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She could go fight
But that
Evie.
would be that would be pretty cool if she got in a battle with Evie.
That would
Yeah.
be crazy, depending on how much she like held on to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good class though. I think that was
Does
the one that we had the most question marks on going in.
I think Evie actually had a little battle, didn't she, with her another New Zealand lifter? Wasn't it really close?
Yeah, Megan Lee Smith, she was like right on her tail. Evie actually like had to get her third deadlift or she lost.
That's crazy. They're
Because
from this exact same country too.
Yeah.
Evie missed her squat, right? Was it squat 2 or 3?
Yeah, her third squat. She was a bit down on her best squat. Like, I think 5 kilos below.
And then she missed, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I just checked. The world record is 481. Evie did 480, and then this other girl from New Zealand did 477.5.
Yeah, she's right there.
Both of them in the same country, like right there.
Evie got lucky then, eh? So she didn't even have to, like, in order to clinch the win, she didn't have to break her record.
No, yeah, yeah. She's as close as you can get without hitting it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these girls are really close. Are we skipping to the 52 class?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, oh, might as well. Yeah, we'll go back to
Yeah.
66.
Yeah, I was gonna say because a lot of these girls are really close to that squat world record. Like it's Ploen Dekkers from the Netherlands that has it at 178, and she like was super strong on the day, so she went home with it. But two other girls squatted 172, so they're like right there. It was Catherine Gagne from Canada too, and then Megan Lee Smith, the other girl from New Zealand.
Oh yeah, Catherine was right in there, eh? Fifth.
Yeah,
She's only 2.5 behind.
Yeah, Catherine's the
Fourth.
beast.
I didn't realize she was that close to the squat world record. That's nuts.
I think it was.
'Cause
Yeah, it was. I don't remember what it was before this competition too, because it was.
I can look right now. 52 by squat. It was 177 or shit.
I think it was 175.5.
Oh, it's still showing.
Yeah, so they were both like both the other girls were really close to it too, but that Ploen Dekker,
Yeah, you're right. It's 175.5.
I think Ploen Dekker squatted that on her second, so she took away the opportunity for the other two.
That's crazy. I didn't realize Catherine was that close to
Yeah,
the squat record.
yeah,
She's a beast.
Send Catherine to Sheffield.
Hell yeah. Another Canadian. Let's go.
she was like they were getting pretty close to podium too. Like I think she was battling it with Noemi Alibert, who came fourth from France, and then they weren't too far from the podium.
Yeah, she just missed that third pole, the 185. The 185 would have given her 447.
Yeah, so that would have pulled her into fourth, and that was
A bit
only
shy
it
of
was only
doing
5
Catherine,
kilos
but
away from podium.
yeah. Yeah, this is a tight class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 420 or so. Look, 417, 420, 420, 420, 422, 422 and a half.
Oh my gosh.
It's so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the tightest battle of the whole worlds, all of worlds.
Yeah, well, the 63s, me and Kyle were talking about Emily because she totaled 495, I think,
Yeah.
and 502 was like five places ahead. Like it was that tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
From 10th
she
to 5th, it was like 5 kilo difference or 7.5 kilo difference.
Yeah, it was crazy.
yeah. I didn't hear I wasn't there, I was trying to save Gizmo, but um she didn't have like her best day either, right? Like she's totaled five, so
Yeah, yeah. If Emily had gotten her pull, I think it would put her in fifth when we were looking.
yeah,
It was that close.
that's crazy.
What are we on
You want to go
66 now?
66s, the Chell show?
Yeah, this was another blowout. That
I think
Avery
he said
Jackson
he,
guy seems
I think
pretty
he
cool,
said
bro.
he's done now. Eh? Done the 66s.
Yeah, he said fuck that.
So that'll make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, yeah. He said something. He found his daughter unconscious at home, and then he had to spend the whole night at the hospital, and his hip was jacked up, and then all he could think about was he still had to get 10,000 more steps that day or something. And he's like, you know what? This is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he's done.
I get the
Well,
feeling too that Chell just likes to eat also. Like because
Yeah.
he was
yeah.
66 at Sheffield and then like however many like weeks later at Euros was already over 74. So like yeah.
Yeah, I think he got up to like 79, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shell is like the best lightweight lifter ever. He's so good at being big and small at the same time.
Yeah, he's a big small guy or a
Yeah,
small big guy.
he's so
Huge.
jacked. He's definitely limiting himself to it. Seems like the longer he spends at 66, like it's not been like great. I feel like he needs to
Yeah.
go back up and
Well, like he's 37, I think, right? He's got miles on that body. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
being 66 must feel horrible.
Yeah, he's done it all. He's like so accomplished.
Yeah.
And such
Because
heavy loads too and equipped.
yeah, and they used to do the 8 days a week SPD sessions too.
Yep.
And that was
It would be
25 years ago.
I know he's done, so he's probably like for sure done. But it would be cool, like say around Sheffield, if he like gets the invites to Sheffield and then cuts down for those only. I think that would be cool. Now
Yeah.
he's become the world champ, and like the only other thing would be money incentive. Like world champ's cool, but yeah, if your whole life is gonna suck for like those 6 7 months, like might as well get a bag. It would be cool to see if he could do a really big total at
Yeah.
66 one more time. Maybe after like he's doing World Games, right? So World Games he'll get to be big, and then maybe not the first, maybe the second Sheffield. I'm not sure, but that could be cool too because I think he could put up one more big one.
The thing is,
Yeah,
if
it'd
it
be
goes back
cool.
up to 74, though, I think getting back to Sheffield would be tough because then he has to try to get like a either beat Perk or get within that eight, whatever total Perk does the next Sheffield will be insane.
Yeah. Well, he could do it at this Sheffield. It's still pretty far, like the next Sheffield, but I know he said he's done, so he probably won't. But
Yeah. Oh, true.
money talks, though. So,
Yeah.
like, I think I would try it, like, especially if he could be heavy for a while, not worry about it, then try, maybe. But who knows? Because even if he didn't blow out the 66 record, at 74 he's not gonna beat that record, or maybe if he does he ties it, he's not gonna blow it out of the water. If he even chips the 66 he still gets placed kind of high. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think if he were to do it, this Sheffield would definitely be the time. But it sounds like he's not doesn't want to.
He
Yeah,
might get fat for the summer and then change his mind. You never know.
yeah, have a good world games and then do it,
Yeah.
but
Spend the
never.
whole summer doing curls in front of the mirror in that fucking sexy little shirt he wears.
Bro, he actually looks
The
like Jay
deep cut.
Cutler.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is Jay Cutler.
Yeah, like if you didn't know that he was like 4'10", you'd be like, this guy's 250 and
Oh
fucking
yeah, like I would be like, no way he's natty, like no
yeah,
chance,
no,
like
yeah,
he, especially probably like what, like maybe like 8 to 10 weeks out when he's like in his like fullest,
yeah,
like leanest like state. He's
yeah.
probably
It's such a mind fuck to look at him and be like, this guy's 150 pounds,
yeah,
but he looks huge.
yeah. Okay, what's next?
I
Oh,
think Tiffany and Heather, right?
yep.
Uh oh.
So that was like a great start. I think so. Who did you guys have winning? Do you have Heather as well?
I
Or
had Heather, yeah.
oh, Kyle, was it you?
I picked Tiff, which yeah, crazy.
Fucked
Dang.
up,
I think I
Kyle.
did pretty rough in the parlay this year. All my picks were.
Well, honestly, you picked the stronger lifter on the day. Like you did. Like she was
I knew,
stronger.
yeah, I knew it would be hard for Tiff to lose, but they managed it. They pulled it off.
Team France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically she missed all her thirds. And I think was it I think the squat and the bench are world records. So she could have literally taken whatever she wanted, like
Yep.
for chip she wanted.
So I
Yeah, they
don't
went.
what she had a chip on the second bench, and they loaded to get rid of the chip. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
good?
That's how good they are.
Fuck it.
Like Tiff maybe one time said I'd love to put 105 on the bar or something, and then they're like,
Yep.
let's load
They went. Yep.
105.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Put the collar on the yellow, that would be so cool. It's like, oh, well, there goes the world championship. So bad. I feel bad for Tiff, but like the attempt selection's been like that for so long. Maybe now it'll be like an eye opener. Like, okay, you can't just keep doing that, right?
Yeah. Even on the squat, like they didn't have to load the world record, but she had to make an attempt. But they went for the PR regardless.
Well, I think didn't she have the record on her second on the squat as well, or no?
No, I think the record currently is like 164,
So what was her second again? Because I remember watching it. I was like,
162.5,
okay. And then they went for
166.
yeah. So that time they didn't care about the collar on the end. They just
Okay, so currently the squat record is 165.5. So if they
okay.
wanted the chip, they had to go 166, I guess.
Okay. That makes sense.
I wonder like if Team France gets paid a lot if you get a world record, even if it's at Worlds or something.
Yeah, they might. I don't know.
Well, she really just needed that chip because, like, honestly, that would have been the difference between Heather getting or not getting that last pull. Like, if she had to load two and a half more,
Yeah. Oh yeah. She would
Yeah.
have. She wouldn't have had it. That was a max attempt, and that's what we were saying is like. So Tiff probably had 7.5, maybe more in like attempts if she just hit them instead of overreaching, and then Heather couldn't have pulled 220.
No.
no.
Yeah, like that 212 is everything.
Yeah.
All of it.
I was super happy for Heather though when I saw her hit that. That was
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, because Heather, last time she won was like what, 2019?
Yeah. That was a
Maybe
good day, really. That
2020?
was a good squat and bench. Her bench, I think, was up quite a bit. Or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heather did great. Heather did really well, and her performance was like flawless. Like it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. She just missed that one bench, but it was 2.5. So she got literally every kilo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty
But I think
cool
her
because, like,
second bench was already a PR from what I remember. That's how I knew she was up, and I knew like the pacings. Like Tiff missed, and then Heather's bench was up. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be close.
yeah, it's pretty cool to see someone like Heather, like late in her career, come back because she was around 400 for a very long time. And to come down,
Yeah.
she's at 435 is ridiculous progress.
Well,
Like, that's
especially
almost
because Tiffany's
10%.
so dominant. Like she's four-time defending champ, and I think when she first beat Heather, like it was not close, right? Like,
No.
yeah,
Yeah. And after she beat Heather, it kind of seemed like Heather was done, kind of.
Yeah, Heather had I don't know what the reasons were, but many meets where she just pulled out, like didn't even show up, and like probably was just going through it, maybe injuries, maybe whatever personal stuff. But yeah, she like definitely looked out, like you could say, like she didn't look like this would happen. Like if you were looking at
Yeah.
her like 2 years ago, you'd be like, nah.
This is like if Danny Mello came back and beat Amanda. It's like the
Yeah, it
equivalent. Like,
actually
it
is.
sounds
Yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah, but yeah, it was the attempt selection. I mean, Heather did amazing, but yeah, the attempt selection was pretty crazy from Team France there.
Yeah, especially on the bench. Like, they could have loaded anything. They could have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had the record on the second. You didn't have to go 3 kilos, especially if they know it's going to be that close, right?
well, yeah, it's the same thing on the squat though. Like if they knew they were gonna have the chip on bench, it's like they should have just taken like the conservative pick on squat, like whatever she had, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
guess that's
so
the only jump they really could have made though,
Well,
because
they could have just
162.
gone 165, 1 kilo less.
So it's
It's
because they
hard to say
maxed
if
it out
that
on the
makes a
second.
difference.
That's why, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
that's what they
And
do
nowhere to
in
go.
France. Just
Yeah.
fucking send her.
Yeah.
Open heavy, second, everything.
I actually do wonder why that's a thing there. Like, it's not just like we're making fun of this situation because it's like, wow, like you really did fumble like a very good chance at winning a world title again. But it's like I wonder what they actually do, like when they sit down or when they're like scouting with their like lifters, like how do you think that process goes? So we talked to Garrett about it. Like we know that like he has his lifters, like his the coaches of the lifters for the world team give him like the plan and he's like, okay, like we'll see. And then on the day he's making changes. Like, do you think Team France is like, here's like the great day, the best day, and like they go with it no matter what's happening? Or
I
like
think people send them
Yes.
like super conservative plans and then they Francify it and like up everything by fucking
Yeah.
10 kilos.
Because it's not like this just started happening. Like ever since France became good, like it's just been a fucking shit show
Yeah.
yeah.
every year. Like for 5 or 6 years now, every meet they just fucking fuck it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the strategy is just to be aggressive on the seconds. They don't like if they do miss the third, then they don't lose out on much. That's kind
Yeah,
of
but
how it
you
does work
blow
out.
your spine out twice.
So I
I'm not
would
saying I
say
agree with it. I feel like that's the thinking though. Is like, you know what I mean?
It
They like
doesn't make
big
sense.
jump to the second and then they don't like miss much if they miss the third, which they
well,
do.
that strategy makes sense, but like someone who implements it much better is like Joey Flex. Like Joey does that too. Like Joey will do like a opener, make a like a decent jump, like to something where it's like okay near top end, and then like they go a bit more,
Yeah.
right? Like that. But he does it in a way that
French
like
just
it's
maxes that out, to the max.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what
I feel
is
like
like? Go ahead, go ahead.
especially with some of the men, the way they lift, how it's so borderline like within the rules, and then they also open so heavy,
Yeah.
like you're just bound to bomb out.
Yeah.
Like
Well, especially with the heavier weight men, is like you need to space it out, or else you're just gonna be so dead by the end of the day. Like
yeah, you're
Tiffany's
just
one
done.
that sort of makes sense. You know what I mean? Like she's gonna take small jumps. Like she doesn't want to really miss out on much.
Yeah,
But this was just a situation where she left so much on the table still.
yeah, yeah. The Tiffany one's just kind of crazy because you know that Heather's loading whatever it is. Like there's a really good shot at it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually like apart from like just like the poking fun at it and the curiosity of it, like I'm really like, what are they doing? And like why has I don't know if it's the same coach or like what happens, but like why haven't they switched that up maybe?
Yeah.
You
Well,
think after
they
all
still
this
do
time,
well, I feel like in team points. Like I think don't they still come top three into top teams? I don't know.
Yeah, they're great, but like I think other nations, especially on the women's side, are catching up. Like Italy,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel
Yeah.
like the
and
France has kind of
Britain.
been dying off. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We still gotta do the 59s, eh? I think the big story there was Sand, like the cut got him.
But this is exactly what Trevor predicted here. Let's hear it.
fucking told you guys.
What happened? What happened to him?
So he made weight, and then in the warm up room, he allegedly died.
I
Hmm.
think he got hurt like within the last 2 weeks of prep too. I think his hip was dead already.
His hip's probably always been dead, and then the cut to 59 was just the end of it.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
knew when you saw his openers and he came out, like I think he opened at 160 and it was like it was really hard. You're like, okay, it's
It's over.
yeah. But then that
Yeah.
other guy was actually really strong. Like the guy that won Yvonne.
Spanish guy.
Yeah. He put up like a good total. Like wasn't it comparable to what Waskar does?
Yeah, pretty close. What's Washkar's best? Like 650.
Yeah, 650 something, I think.
I can look.
Okay, well Yvonne did 637, but he got the Sheffield. I think he did what he needed to get the Sheffield invite.
Wait, oh yeah. I guess he did, but
Oh,
I swear it was so hard for Wasker to do it. Like, what was
Was so Waskar's best total is 638.
yeah, so
Oh,
this guy did
So
637.
okay,
so
that makes sense then.
yeah, must get him in.
Yeah.
Let me see what
Yeah.
Waskar did last Worlds, and they'll tell us for sure.
I think that's what he did or around there.
637.5 got him to
Yeah.
Sheffield.
Yeah, I think that's probably the cutoff that they need to get the percentage of Fedichenko's total.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that was cool for him to see him do that. And he pulled 275 for the third pull, which is a really big pull on the 59s.
He kind
Yeah,
of came out of nowhere, this guy, right?
I don't know if he came out of nowhere. I think he's good. I think it was just that everyone was so high on the Kassam Sin,
Well, I
like
think the other guy, Antoine, as well, Anton Garcia, the French guy.
yeah,
Like,
he's French,
yeah,
though.
Ivan Diaz, right?
yeah.
This was a 30 kilo total PR.
Holy.
uh, boys, this pod's about to end because my phone's gonna die. But
Okay.
maybe wrap it up real quick, I guess. I don't know. It might die to the
Team
listeners.
France sucks. I think I won our pool. I'm
We
pretty
should
sure.
tally it up. I think we're close, Trev, me and you.
No, I don't think so.
I think I shit the bed for sure.
Kyle
Well,
absolutely blew it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle did. Kyle's not in the convo, but I think the only thing that you got right that I got actually no, no, yeah, it was only the 120s that you got right that I got wrong.
Well, I don't know. I think you lose points because of Ade though, because you were like it's
Well,
going to be close, and I said
it
no.
was close. Ade almost locked it out.
No.
You hated. You also
47.5
you
kilos.
hated Joe. You said Joe's a scrub, and then he does 900. Now you
And
love
he
him.
proved me wrong. I didn't say he was a scrub, but he just proved me wrong. That's
When will Ade get you? Never.
probably never.
All right, everyone, clip this. Send this to Ade.
Did you guys see the thing that Powerlifting American posted? It was like a meme thing of everyone, and
Yeah.
I missed the post. He commented on it, so you guys are going crazy.
Oh.
All right. We'll end it off here. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll make some more podcasts. We appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family. And yeah, Team France, let's go.
If anybody can find the head coach, we'll have him on, no problem.
That would be good. We'll have Ryan and him.
Yeah, I get laughing at on here too, for fuck's sake.
All right. But yeah, no. Love to everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Go get your protein in. Woo.
Yep.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.